everybody. I'm Jonathan Dudley. I am founder and executive director of Liberated Ministries. Welcome to our new podcast entitled Unbound, a Liberated podcast. This is where faith, life, and transparency meet each other, come together. We just want to talk about some different topics that are impacting um, millennials, Generation Z, and our church world and the church space to create a space that affirms and reaffirms people that they're not alone in what they go through. That, just to talk life. And so today I'm humbled to have two individuals with me who are powerful as well as experts in what they do, both in the natural world and in the church world. So I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves and what they do, and then we're going to dive right into the conversation.
I'm Baker. I am so many things, but I'm a sports leader, musician. I am a worshiper of God. I am a family man. I am a leader, and I'm here today. Thanks for having me.
Hey everybody, I am Ebony Steward, and I am the founder and CEO of Facing the Mirror, which is my non-for-profit organization, which is geared towards youth transformation, youth development, youth empowerment. I also serve as the youth pastor at my church, which is Very Source Center, Chicago. Hey y'all. I am also just crazy about all things youth, all things children, right? I just recently got employed with CPS. I work at the Boys and Girls Club still. So I am excited about being here as well with my brother Jonathan, and who I feel like will be my new brother, Jordan. And just thankful to be here for this opportunity and this experience. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Yes, it's going to be a time. We are going to have a time. I'm excited. It's good company. And so today, of course, as you all know, Unbound is like a season of episodes. And so the perfect episode to open up with is going to be centered around what we like to call identity and calling. Something that is in conversation right now amongst us. And just to give you a gist of where this space was birthed from, it's very ironic that I'm starting this with these two individuals because I talk deeply about a lot of things with them online and offline, just about life, around the type of identity and calling all the time. And so this is new for all of us to actually talk about it on camera. So as we dive in, feel free as you're looking at in the comments, we'll be checking those as well. Just look for some tidbits because we also want to hear from you too, especially after this is uploaded. So if we had to think around the topic of calling and identity, of course, two big buzzwords, but I guess the first question that we could dive into talk about is, if you have to define it, how would you personally define identity?
Personally, for me, I think identity is, and this is in hindsight, knowing, it's really truly the epitome and the essence of who you are, right? I think for so long, I confused the two, right? I felt like my identity was what I did, not necessarily who I was, how I was created, and the way that God formed me. So for me, identity has become the things and the spaces that are just rooted within me, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't change, right? What I do can change, but who I am does not change. That's not interchangeable. So it's the constant of who you are.
That's good. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. She definitely took my buzzword. When I think of identity, I immediately think of the word essence. Mm-hmm. So I think of the things that you are made up of, your God makeup, mm-hmm. if that makes sense. The things that God coded and crafted, and the things that you're interwoven with, the different elements that make you who you are, things about your personality, things about your purpose, things about your calling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think those are definitely things that are immediately rooted and immediately stem from your identity as a baseline. And so yeah, that's really the first word that comes to mind is just essence. The essence of who you are, the essence of your being, really.
No, really, because I think we live in a world that makes us define ourselves, identify ourselves by works, and not who we are. Because even just in the natural sense, my juniors at my school, we have them do these things called I am statements. And it's very interesting to see how the first thing that they go to is I am a athlete, I am a son, I am a daughter. Instead of words that are more so affirming of who you are naturally outside of what you do. Because we live in a world that just wants us to, define us by actions. Even I find myself, people ask me, I'm a teacher. No, wait a minute, I'm a son, having to take a step back and like, all right, who is Jonathan? Because sometimes we definitely run the sense of allowing what we do to define us. Absolutely. Before naturally, showing the person who we are outside of that. And it's easy to do that, especially in the fields that we're in as musicians. You get known for singing certain stuff. Oh, that's such and such. Oh, prophet. Oh, that's prophet such and such. They go to it's a lot of that. And so, essence, when you look at it through essence, that thing that doesn't change. Because at the end of the day, you do a lot of things, but you show up as who you are, no matter what you do. Authentically. And even with that, more so things that are, y'all mentioned essence, and one thing that comes to mind is thinking about how we evolved to that. So, would you think that identity is discovered, constructed, or revealed?
That's a good question.
Did you want to start?
No.
That's the big one.
I can go. Yeah, I can go. I believe that two of those three resonate with me. So I believe that identity is discovered. And what was the last one that you said? Revealed. I definitely believe that identity is revealed. Even going back to your point of saying that, your students immediately go to their doings and the things that they do and the things that they're active in. When it comes to the topic of identity, we have to offer an immense amount of grace because it is constantly being revealed over time. It's not something that we immediately grasp at one point in time. But I really believe that it will take, if not your whole lifetime, a very large part of your lifetime to really be rooted and grounded in your identity. And that's just speaking in terms of your identity as a person, but then also your spiritual identity. Those are things that that will take a large part of a lifetime to really discover and to figure out. And so I think revealed is a perfect word for that. But I think to marry another word to that is just having patience to go through the process and to go through the journey of that revealing. So definitely a journey of discovery and definitely a journey of revealing over time.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I'm 32 and I am, I think, in the space of rediscovery and like revealing again. I am in the space of unlearning, right? Behaviors of what I thought my identity was and realizing that was shaped by trauma. Shaped by trauma, life experiences, like environmental, like trauma, because that's a thing. I grew up on the west side of Chicago, best side of Chicago. Hey y'all. Yeah, so, but I saw a lot, right? Saw a lot, experienced a lot. And it shaped me, the way I thought, the way I saw life, the lenses that I saw things through, and beginning to base my identity in those things. And so now at 32, I am discovering this woman, I think, right? And realizing like she is not as hard as she thinks she is, right? She is actually delicate. She is actually soft. She actually enjoys being a woman, like a lady, and realizing that I don't have to
Always,
fight,
yeah.
always be on 10, always be aggressive. I don't always have to protect myself. And those were things that my life, and I shaped my identity. And so I definitely agree that it's discovered and then revealed, but you got to stay on the course of the journey. If you stop at any point, then you don't continue, and the revealing and the discovery, it stops wherever you stop at. And so I think I definitely agree. I think it's both.
To piggyback off of what she said, I definitely know what that means too, to be in your 30s and for me specifically, I know what it means to be at a point where I hit the wall and I said, I don't know who I am for real, and I don't know if either of you can resonate or relate to that. But it's like the things that I've experienced in life, in my environment, and the things that I was active and participated in. There's so many layers that you have to peel back before you can get to the essence. It's kind of like an onion, where you have so many different layers that you have to cut through to even get to the actual part that's edible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so even going back to the whole journey and patience, like it takes time. I really felt like, we have a lot of dreams and aspirations and expectations, really like unhealthy expectations that